without reins or bit or saddle. They couldn't see the figures on its back, the pale-haired girl and the dark, beautiful prince behind her, his arms around her waist. Mortals were blind to the world of Faery, a world I was a part of now, whether I'd asked for it or not. "What are you afraid of?" A deep voice murmured in my ear, sending a shiver up my spine. Even in the humid swamps of Louisiana, the winter prince radiated cold, and his breath was wonderfully cool against my skin. I peered at him over my shoulder. "What do you mean?" Ash, prince of the Unseelie court, met my gaze, silver eyes gleaming in the twilight. Officially, he was no longer a prince. Queen Mab had exiled him from the Nevernever after he refused to renounce his love for the half-human daughter of Oberon, the Summer King, my father. Summer and winter were supposed to be enemies. We were not supposed to cooperate. We were not supposed to go on quests together. And, most important, we were not supposed to fall in love. But we had, and now Ash was here, with me. We were exiles, and the trods, the paths into Faery, were closed to us forever. But I didn't care. I wasn't planning to ever go back. "You're nervous." Ash's hand stroked the back of my head, brushing the hair from my neck, making me shiver. "I can feel it. You have this anxious, flickering aura all around you, and it's driving me a little nuts, being this close. What's wrong?" I should have known. There was no hiding what I felt from Ash, or any Faery for that matter. Their magic, their glamour, came from human dreams and emotions, so Ash could sense what I was feeling without even trying. "Sorry," I told him. "I guess I am a little nervous." "Why?" "Why? I've been gone almost a year. Mom will hit the roof when she sees me." My stomach squirmed as I imagined the reunion. The tears, the angry relief, the inevitable questions. "They didn't hear anything from me while I was in Faery," I sighed, gazing up the road to where the stretch of pavement melted into the darkness. "What am I going to tell them? How will I even begin to explain?" The tatter colt snorted and pinned its ears at a truck that roared by, passing uncomfortably close. I couldn't be sure, but it looked like Luke's battered old Ford rattling down the road and vanishing around a curve. If it was my stepdad, he definitely wouldn't have seen us. He'd had a hard time remembering my name even when I'd lived in the same house. "You tell them the truth," Ash said, startling me. I wasn't expecting him to answer. "From the beginning. Either they accept it, or they don't. But you can't hide who you are, especially from your family. Best to get it over with. We can deal with whatever happens after." His candor surprised me. I was still getting used to this new Ash, this Faery who talked and smiled, instead of hiding behind an icy wall of indifference. Ever since we were banished from the Nevernever, he'd been more open, less brooding and angst-ridden, as if a huge weight had been lifted from his shoulders. True, he was still quiet and solemn by anyone's standards, but for the first time, I felt I was finally getting a glimpse of the Ash I knew was there all along. "But what if they can't deal with it?" I muttered, voicing the concern that had been plaguing me all morning. "What if they see what I am and freak out? What if they don't want me anymore?" I trailed off at the end, knowing I sounded like a sullen 5-year-old. But Ash's hold on me tightened and he pulled me closer against him. "Then you'll be an orphan, just like me," he said. "And we'll find a way to get by." His lips brushed against my ear, tying my stomach into about a dozen knots. "Together." My breath hitched, and I turned my head to kiss him, reaching back to run my hand through his silky dark hair. The tatter colt snorted and bucked mid-step, not enough to throw me off, but enough to bounce me a few inches straight up. I snatched wildly for its mane as Ash grabbed my waist, keeping me from falling off. Heart pounding, I shot a glare between the tatter colt's ears, resisting